I grew up with Mr. Bordley, who's the director of boxing operations at the gym. And he reached out to me about 5 years ago, asked me to come on board and help him rejuvenate or continue the vision of Mr. Mac Lewis.
Well, I was voted into the position, you know, a couple years back by ex-world champion Vincent Petway, who was trained by the organizer and leader of this gym, Mr. Mac Lewis, a pillar of the community here in East Baltimore. Well, in Baltimore, period. Yeah, I was voted into the position, yeah. After being trained by Mr. Mac as well.
And some of the other boxers that used to box with Mr. Mac Lewis, such as Vince Petway, who was a middleweight champ of the world, they tried to continue on with the foundation to keep the gym up and running, but they found it very challenging to coach and to keep the foundation alive, to generate resources and develop relationships beyond the gym. So they saw that there was a need or a void that needed to be filled. So Mr. Bordley reached out to me to come in and pretty much fill that need. So that's how I became the executive director of the foundation.
First of all, we just want to get them off the streets, because getting them in here, it's like a family atmosphere.
Well, they could start first by coming here to 913 North Bond Street and pick up an application, have their parents fill it out, and we'll start from there. I start training them from the ages of 7 to, I like them at around 7. You know, where their coordination and everything is good. They're easy to teach.
A lot of kids, when they first start out, they get hit, they get mad, because that's not something that's normal. When you get hit, and you get hit with a good shot, some kids want to take the gloves off and just start.
The main one is discipline. The main struggle is discipline. They come from single parent homes, so at first it's difficult for them to accept anything being told to them from the male perspective, because they aren't receiving it at home. But after a while, they warm up. They warm up and they accept it.
Well, boxing gives you a lot of self-discipline, because when you get in that ring, it ain't nobody in there but you. It's you against that other guy. So it kind of gives you that self-discipline, whereas I gotta do what I gotta do because I wanna perform well. Boxing is not all, muscle and strength, you gotta think. And that's what we try to teach here too. A lot of kids, we're in the inner city, and a lot of kids, they get confused. They get involved in the wrong things. So what we're trying to do here is not only boxing, it's not only self-defense, but we're trying to give them another outlet.
We have kids that we mentor, we try to encourage, and that was part of Mr. Mac's vision, to keep them off the street, to help them become good citizens. And the way that we do that is to invest time in them, have one-on-one with a mentor, a male figure, or a female figure for that matter.
Muhammad Ali came to the gym before. You name it. If they came to Baltimore, they came to the Mr. Mac Lewis gym. Pretty much everybody paid homage to Mr. Mac when they came here. They came to that gym, around on Broadway and Eagle. They came there. It's the old guys. Jack Johnson, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, Jersey Joe Walcott, Ray Leonard. It's a countless number of those guys that I look to, for guidance. you know, in certain problem areas of my boxing career when I was boxing. Larry Middleton, you know, who was taught by Mr. Mack. Jimmy McAllister, who was the guy who taught me, as well as Dale Robeson-Eel. He's a local guy, a friend, an older homeboy, my brothers. You know, they were all good fighters, and they taught me different things. So I could look to them and grasp hold of something at any time. Well, COVID has affected this particular gym kind of. I had to alter the hours, you know, in the hours of training. I had to alter it. You know, I had to take the beginners, and I had to do them 3 days a week, and I'd take the advanced, and I'd do them 4 days a week. So, in regards to the cleaning and stuff like that, we've always cleaned and you know, sanitized everything on a regular hourly basis. We try to do that on an hourly basis prior to COVID. As for the effect that COVID has had on boxing, you know, boxing is a contact sport, so you could easily contact something from another person. So yeah, everybody had to be tested, and that has put a strain on the boxing business, the sport, everything. You know, people can't even attend. You know, they don't have crowds anymore. You know, so that has put a definite strain on boxing. You know, promotion of it, local boxing promotions is almost non-existent now because of it. So that kind of stunts the growth of some career fighters. It stunts their growth. The Mr. McLaws Foundation is a nonprofit organization, and we was basically surviving on donations, you know, and the money that we raise with little fights that we have here at the Mr. McLaws Gym. Like I said, we primarily survive now off of our registration. You know, $35 for a child and $50 for an adult per month. We primarily survive off of that, paying up the rent and stuff like that for the building. You know, keep the lights on, of course, water, everything. We survive off of that for now, you know, and any other small donations that we may receive. And they champion our cause. They see the work that we do, you know, so they stand with us. You know, the local politicians here in East Baltimore helps us.
Okay, if somebody wanted to donate to the foundation, our address is 929 North Caroline Street, Suite A. Any donation is to be made out to the Mr. McLaws Foundation. I personally can be reached at 443-712-6632. Again, my number is 443-712-6632. And the address to the foundation again is 929 North Caroline Street, Suite A. Any donation is appreciated. Nothing is too small. There are in-kind donations that we appreciate, such as your time. So those are some of the things that we need. We need new mats for our boxing ring. We have a boxing ring that's on, we have two boxing rings. One sits up high and one sits down low. The one down low, we had some issues with rain, and so we need to replace that. We're in need of some real treadmills along with some weights, some hand weights, anything like that we appreciate. And one of the things we're really looking for, because we do so many things outside of the gym, is a refrigerator, believe it or not. If we can get a refrigerator, that would really help us out a lot, because what we do is when we get food donated to us, we try to provide that for the kids prior to them going home. We try to give them something to eat before they go home. And so we need a refrigerator to store those items. I'd like to just add that we are a community-based boxing foundation. We really do things beyond the gym. Like every Tuesday, we're out there feeding the community, giving them groceries. There was a grocery store attached to Church Square Shopping Center where we're located. That grocery store went out of business. So now this community is considered a food desert, and there's a great need in this community.
Community outreach, you know, where we give away food every Tuesday, you know, the hours of 11:30 to 3 o'clock. You know, we have a tractor trailer pull up right here on Bond Street, and we give away boxes of food.
Some of the things that we've been doing since we've been here, since I've been on board, we've had Thanksgiving dinner every year. We provided Christmas parties where we've given out new clothes and new toys. All of these things we got through donations and partnership with other organizations. Our funding, our revenue stream is very limited. It's basically our membership dues. So any donations that we can, monetary donations we can receive will go a long way, not just with us continuing to work within the gym, but the work that we do outside of the gym, which is to feed the community.